When it comes to auto accident claims, we see a lot of good recoveries at the Cochran firm because, we've got exceptional attorneys. We are very aggressive and relentless in our research. And so that goes a long way. Being able to get all the information, being able to see a full picture of what happened on that day when you were injured. But more importantly, guiding you through the process and making sure that you do the steps that you need to do to get recovery and get whole. So, our real goal is to make sure that you are put back into place before you were in that accident. And that means getting the therapy that you need, seeing the doctors that you need, making sure that we have those reports so we can adequately share that information and advocate for the best result for you. So when you call us with your claim, we go through a process to evaluate the circumstances that led to your unfortunate accident. And so we look at, were you abiding by all laws? When you're driving or riding a vehicle or even crossing the street, were you doing what you were supposed to be doing? And then we also look at the person who was in the accident with you, who may have caused the accident. Were they cited? Were they using all due caution? Were they actually abiding by all laws, all of our Ohio laws? And after we look at those things, we then go and look at a police report, of course, which will give us all that information anyway. And we use that to determine, after speaking with you and maybe other witnesses, to determine who may be at fault. And once we make that determination, we then talk to the adjuster and/or officer who was on scene, as well as I said before, other witnesses, to make the determination if you have a case or not. If you're in an auto accident case, you want strong evidence, and that strong evidence is going to be a police report that cites the other party, witnesses that were available at the time that saw the incident. Of course, video, if there's a video around, with all the Ring cameras that are all over houses and all the other cameras that are all over various buildings and intersections, you want to be able to get those videos because they're totally objective, right? I mean, it's, it doesn't sway one way or the other. It can't be subjective because it's a video. So an auto accident attorney, takes in the call, has the conversation with you, gathers information, seeks the report, whether it's a Ohio State Patrol report or a local report, gathers witnesses, looks through medical records, looks through diagnosis, make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to get treated so you can be in complete recovery. And also, most importantly, negotiating and talking with whoever the opposing party may be, whether it's a trucking company or whether it's an insurance company, depending on what those things are, having those tough conversations to advocate for you. So the reality is there's a variety of ranges that auto accidents, as far as claims are concerned, how they range as far as recovery. The goal is to get you the maximum recovery based on your injury, to help you be able to move on with your life and be complete. And that only happens with the Cochran firm, to be frankly honest with you, because we're thorough and we're very relentless in our investigation. As far as Ohio is concerned, most cases are going to range between, a few $1,000s up to $100,000. There's sometimes there are going to be cases that are going to be higher than that, but the reality is it just depends on the tortfeasor or the person who injured you, their policy limits and/or your policy limits if the person isn't adequately insured. Of course, the investigation starts from the day that you hire your attorney, preferably us, and it ends when we get a good result for you. But typically that's depending on the type of injury. Most injuries, it's about 6 months. Some are on the lower end. If it's a soft tissue injury, it's probably around 4 months. Of course, if there is more severe, if there's a break or things of that nature, we obviously want to see how that heals and how you recover from that. So that may take your case up to 8 months, maybe even a year. But the reality is that in most times your case should be resolved within a year, but you're going to range between, on average, about 6 months. You should call the Cochran firm if you have an auto or trucking accident, because we are the best. We're the best because, number one, we care about your well-being. We want to see you get whole and be made, put back in the position before you were in the accident. But more importantly, we want to make sure that you get the result you deserve. And that's what you're going to get at the Cochran firm. You're going to get our undivided attention. You're going to get relentless prosecution when it comes to your case. And we're going to do the best that we can to make sure you get the result that you and your family deserve.